Hey guys, it's Matt here along with Tristan Walter, and today we're doing another episode of What's in a Box? Green Day's lawyer is probably sitting, just because you're doing that doesn't mean it's going to be something that you know, alright, right off the bat.
Yeah.
So, that's true.
I've been training since the last time.
So, you guys might not know what the show is about, and that's cool if you don't. Basically, what we do here is we put different things in the box. We bring different hosts on those guys' play, or even some other channels that we have, like you, like him. And they put their hands in the box, and we see what is in the box. Now, I'm not going to go in-depth with the gaming history because everyone potentially has heard that before. It's going to be brief. Mostly Nintendo and Sony. Usually Nintendo handhelds more than consoles, and when it comes to Sony stuff, you like your PSP a lot, but usually Sony consoles more than handhelds because you didn't really go for the Vita. Nothing against the Vita, but you went for the PSP. Vita's, it exists.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is your history. You don't really go for clone consoles of any kind. You don't go for like the weird oddities that I have in my collection. Usually you stick with again, like your first handheld was the Game Boy.
Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, not Game Boy Color?
Nope.
Oh, Game Boy Advance. But you had Pokemon Red?
Yeah.
Oh, but you played it on the Advance. Okay, cool. So yeah, so that's your first handheld, and then your first console was PlayStation.
Yeah.
Because PlayStation, because that came out before your GameCube.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just his brief history. I just want to say that because usually I want you guys to know where our hosts are coming from with their knowledge on what is potentially in the box. And if you guys are looking at this and thinking, well, wait, what's in the box? Well, don't worry. Either I've already done it or I'm doing it now. I'm flashing you guys what is actually in the box. You can see it a bit better, better lighting, things like that. So, Tristan, I think it's time to test your mettle. What is in the box?
All right.
Yeah, you can do this. Yeah.
Put my fist
Just
right through it.
All right, so Tristan is a fan of Iron Fist, not the show, but the comics. So he's just thinking, you know what? Let me just ground and pound this thing. But no, you have to stick your hands in the side to kind of see what's going on there. All right. It will not. No, so close yet so far. No, there is no hole on the backside for obvious reasons. You'll be able to see what it was immediately.
Okay.
This is going to be a bit different than what you've experienced before.
Oh, nani.
It's a lot smaller, as you can tell.
All right. Cartridge slot.
Yes, that is accurate.
2 ports for controllers.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. It's like oval in the front. What the hell?
Yes.
What
Do you notice anything specifically about the controller ports?
is? I mean, they all kind of feel like USBs at this point.
USBs.
Yeah.
Feel the actual inside of the controller port if you can, without like jamming. Yeah, right.
I'd rather not. Oh god, this thing is round. It's got little feet. Come on, give me a hint, guys. Come on, in the comments below, tell me what am I picking up right now. Come on.
You can, but by the time that happens,
No. Give them a minute. Come on, guys. I believe in you. No,
I believe
nothing?
in you too.
All right, fine.
Whoa, they've been giving some great comments. How freaking dare you? So you can feel the controller ports in the front. It is a lot smaller, and it's cartridge-based. So I think the question you have to ask yourself is, which you may not have done thus far, is this something that is legitimate? Is it something that exists within the market? Like, oh, that's clearly this. Like, is that an NES? Is that a Super NES? Like, what? You see what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say it's a clone of something.
Okay. All right. So, you're walking down that road. You're going down a path. You've gone down the path of clone.
Okay, I'm gonna say it's a NES clone?
That's your final answer.
I know I'm wrong. Just tell me.
So, Tristan, I'm sorry to tell you, Tristan, you are wrong.
Okay.
Now, thankfully, though, Tristan was right. It was a clone, which is a great thing because last time you weren't able to... and the reason why is because last time the replication of it, it looked really good. Even though you couldn't see it, you felt it. And you were like, oh, that's really good. That can't be a clone. This time you're like, yeah, no, this can't be a freaking clone. It's gonna be real.
Do we have to bring up my past failures like that, Matt?
Well, I think there's
Why
a
do you
reason
have to do this in front of the camera, the whole audience?
Th-
Why?
there-
Every time. Why? What?
I'll tell you the exact reason why, Tristan. The reason why is because I've actually gotten a Sega Genesis clone. You guys don't understand how late it is. Tristan's literally going to leave my house and take a train away from me because he's extremely upset. Now, by the way, this clone, you should... Oh, good. I thought you were going to... I was like, please don't take out weapons. So, this is an AtGames Sega Genesis clone console. It is bad. It is really bad. No. The pins are too tight. So I'm trying to pull the games out. That's the one I told you about a very long time ago. And it's just shaped like this, which means that, look, I totally get that, you know, these things are going to be a lot smaller and more compact. They're trying to put everything on one chip.
Yeah.
But, like, really, though? This is what you're going to look like. Now, the reason why I said you should be careful with in the palm of your hand. Now, the reason why I told him about the controller ports is because he had touched the controller ports on both the original Sega Genesis and the Sega Genesis Flashback. And the Flashback, because it's also made by AtGames, and that one came out, that was newer, had HDMI in the back. This one has similar controller ports.
Yeah.
So that's why I was saying, hey, Tristan, touch it if you can because it feels...
You can
prickly.
feel the pins, right?
Yeah, you can feel the pins, and it's a bit different than if you were touching like an not even an NES, Super Nintendo,
Right.
Because it's like, wait, there's grooves on the front
Yeah.
that are three circles. So in this case, I was trying to help you out as best as I could. I really was. But of course, the shape of it had completely confused you, and understandably so. I mean, when you look at this thing, this doesn't scream video game console. This screams like
Alarm
maybe
clock.
a Roomba. Yeah, like it just kind of like just goes around and just. So yeah, so it's okay. You were closer than you have been thus far, and I really give you credit for that. All jokes aside, I'm being dead serious because I've been throwing curveballs your way, but I've been hopefully. I was hoping you, because you've known me for so long, would kind of hone in on my madness and be like, oh, this guy's clearly throwing me another Sega thing because he's a jerk. You got the last part, but you didn't really get the first part to connect the two together. Alright, so, thank you all so much for watching, as always, and I think we should thank Tristan Walter, because you've been on, thus far, unless other people have come in and chopped everything between, you've been on the most episodes, no, this guy's been on the most episodes of this show thus far, and I'm trying to trick you and others on the show as well, so I have to be very honest there. It's not as if I'm sitting here like, well, it's so easy, it's a Game Boy. No, it's like it's like a Game Boy Chinese clone that was made on the moon, so like gravity's different. Like, I'm just throwing all these curveballs, and that's okay that you don't.
And I'm going to send out a challenge to the other hosts. Beat my record. Come on here and beat my record. 0 for 3.
Yeah, I was like, wait, so you're saying that they need to lose more, is what you're saying?
Exactly.
Alright, well, Tristan is currently defeated. You can't be undefeated. He's currently defeated, and he has a streak of 0-3. I also implore anyone who's been on the channel, on this show in particular, to try and beat his record. So, thank you all so much. Love you all. Take care. Tune in next time for another episode of What's in a Box. And I don't know who we'll have on. It might not be you. It will not be you for a bit.
Not be me.
Not for a bit, no. Alright, so love you all. Take care. Tune in next time for something completely different. See ya.